Describing my mother is not an easy task. She's a very complex woman. Even with Alzheimer's, she's a very complex woman. If I had to attempt to use some words, I would say she is a very independent woman, um, very determined, very proud, and those traits still come through even with the disease. She came to this country in 1950 or 51. She was 16 years old and changed her papers so that she appeared to be 18, so that she could immigrate here. And the purpose was that she would come over here and work and gradually bring over her other 4 siblings, which she did. And while she was here, she had 4 children. There's 3 of us girls, and then my brother is the youngest. And she managed to slowly work her way up to live the American dream. She came over here, didn't speak a word of English, and yet got a bachelor's degree and a master's degree and became a very self-sufficient, independent woman. She started out in Head Start, which I did as well. I was one of the first Head Start children, the first year they started it. And she started out as a teacher's aide, and then when she got her bachelor's degree, she became a teacher, and ultimately at the time she retired, she was an executive director of 5 different Head Start centers in the Florida City and Homestead areas. She was always a very proud woman of her accomplishments, and very determined to see that her children were successful and that she was successful. She had a lot of expectations, and so she was a difficult person to deal with as a mother. But coming from a third world country, Haiti, now as an adult I can understand some of who she was as a person and how she raised us. She was always extremely proud of her education, and image was always important to her. When she used to fear that she might one day lose her mind, she would always ask that I make sure that no one see her if that was the case, because she never wanted to appear as if she was not intelligent or didn't know what it was that she was talking about. So now, with her having the disease, I can understand how she would feel if she was exposed to the outside world. It just so happens that she really can't be, because she's lost all sense of impulse control and boundaries. But it does concern me that people she once knew, other than close family and friends, not see her in this condition, because I know she wouldn't want them to. As a mother, she raised us to take advantage of our education. She always says that that's something that can never be taken away from you, and that if you are capable of taking care of yourself, then you're capable of taking care of your children. And us girls, we would never be dependent upon a man. I listened to that advice. Didn't necessarily understand it or appreciate it at the time, but later, when I became a single parent, I certainly did, and I thank her for that. She was always a woman with a good heart, always wanting to help people get ahead, but she was also a very controlling woman, with the best of intentions. She wanted to always see the best outcome, and so she might not let us as children find our way on our own. I was always the goody two-shoes of the family. Anything that she said, I did. I pretty much did it out of fear, but if she said jump, I said, okay, how high? My siblings, on the other hand, had more of an independent streak. I guess they inherited that from her, and kind of did their own thing. The reality of it is, I probably fared the best. And then my brother, who did take advantage of an education as well, and is self-sufficient. My two oldest sisters did not, and are not really capable of taking care of themselves now. Um, they're not here. They're actually, all three of them are in New York, but they're not a part of her life, which is really kind of sad, because I'm not even sure that she remembers who they are. They're not here to help. I mean, I periodically update them through emails or Facebook, but it's difficult being the one taking care of her. My brother helps when he can, given that he lives in New York. And there were times before I found regular caretakers where, he would fly down here if I had to go out of town for work and stay with Mom. And he calls periodically to check up on her. And then he comes down to visit her as well. But it's pretty much just the two of us, really looking after Mom, and from a day-to-day perspective, it's pretty much me. There are times when I resent it. Those times when I'm down and out and going through a pity party and feeling sorry for myself. And then there are other times when I realize I'm really the blessed one, because I won't have any regrets. And when it comes time for God to take her, I'll know that I was there until the end. She knows, despite the disease, she knows that I'm there. I mean, now she sometimes calls me her mother as opposed to her daughter, but she appreciates the fact that I'm there, and she'll say so. And that means something to me as well. I'm fulfilling my promise to her, and fulfilling it